Hey guys, welcome back. We're picking up here with Pokemon Yellow. It has definitely been a minute. In fact, this first part here is me just kind of reacquainting myself with my team and what I have going on. Um, we're picking up right where we left off in the last one, but we are changing things. Like I said, I'm playing around with the new editing style. Instead of showing you every single thing that happens, I figured, hey, let's do the highlights. All right. So far, it seems to be working pretty well for me. Um, and so, if you have thoughts, feelings, comments about it, let me know. Um, but basically, I'm able to cover more stuff and play some of the more grindy games, I guess, without it feeling um, too boring as far as like watching the videos. Right? So anyway, picking up here with Yellow, obviously not going to do long episodes, individual episodes. It's going to be here's the highlights of this Nuzlocke. Here I'm changing the battle style to set. I haven't cheated up to this point, but I also forgot to change it. So now that's squared away. We catch a Sandshrew. We're going to name him Andrew. That is a shout out to a YouTube series called The Starter Squad. If you haven't watched it and you're a Pokemon fan, you definitely need to check it out. Last I saw, they're up to 10 episodes, and they have plans for 2 more. It is a hilarious perspective on Pokemon. Zubat's locked because I used it in one of my other Nuzlocks. I think that was red. And so that's just a reminder, right? So based on the rules of the Nuzlocke, I have to catch it, um, but I can't use it because it's already been used. Now, I added the Team Rocket or the Jesse and James battles just because it's unique to Yellow, but every single one of these has been a cakewalk. Just so you know, heads up. So anyway, um, yeah, it's been a minute since we've done Yellow or done Pokemon in general, and that's kind of what got this channel started. So it's cool to be back. I also, if I'm being honest, just I don't like leaving projects unfinished, so to speak. Um, and so this is just me closing out one project so we can move on to something else. So if you've been paying attention to the channel, you know that we opened a Pixelmon server. So just a quick plug, if you will. Um, Pixelmon server is open. It's free to play. Go to one of those videos. Check the description out. In the description will be a link to the Discord. You join the Discord. Promise that you're not going to be a pain in the butt, right? Like no griefing, no stealing people's stuff, things like that. Free to play, free to join. Um, I'm thinking about doing a video as far as how to download the mods and stuff. Although it's super simple, right? Like I did it, and I am not a tech person whatsoever. Um, I'm getting better though. I'll be honest. Like now that we're actually up to 6 people on the Pixelmon server, and I was watching somebody else's kind of footage and stuff. Uh, and there's some really cool mods out there. And so like I was playing around, like I downloaded the same map mod that person was using, and I don't know, Breath of Life stuff like that. Pretty cool. Now this Misty fight, this made me sad. Um, I definitely could have played this better, smarter, if you will. Um, I should have switched out. Um, but if we're being honest, Pikachu was never gonna make it to the Elite 14, right? So if someone had to get canned, Pikachu, fine, so be it. Anyway, we're gonna clear it up with Mickey here, and then we'll be on to the rival battle. But yeah, so first death of the Nuzlocke, and it's Pikachu. And I will say at this point, I'm actually really nervous about this run. Like as I was playing it, um, My team, I don't really have. There's nothing special about the team. I do have the male Nidoran, which is cool. Nidoking is a pretty solid poke in this game. So anyway, yeah, so we have Pixelmon going on. We're up to 6 people. I'm shooting for like 2 more, and then we'll start doing like tournaments and stuff. So a little bit more YouTube content there. I opened my gym. That is officially open, so I'll be doing a video of that the first time somebody challenges me. And I gotta say, even though I'm a mono-type gym, right, it's like keeping with that theme, all of my Pokemon share one type. Uh, I think people are gonna find it extremely difficult to beat. And I can't wait to rub my brother's face in his words because he was just like, "Oh, that type is so easy to beat," and I was like, "We'll see, we will see." Um, but I don't want to spoil um, what that team is or anything like that. And so we catch Venonat, nothing special. I do think we ended up using it a little bit. Um, Not all of my names are creative. Oh, Charmander. This was a solid addition. I'm going to name him Hatter. Shout out to my brother. Same one that I just said, hey, you need to eat your words. Um, he responded on my first ever YouTube video way back when, saying that Charmander was his favorite starter. So there you go. So we got Bill. Gonna get him cleaned up. Get the SS and ticket. Go fight a rival again. Then it's on to Lieutenant Surge. Other thing I got going on right now, we're still playing State of Decay 2. In fact, I have 2 more episodes of that, the footage ready to go. I just have to do commentary for them. And I'm thinking, now that I'm better about recording, like the way I record stuff, picking up The Walking Dead again. Like I said, I don't like leaving projects unfinished, and we started that. We also were now ready to start doing Gold, Silver, Crystal for Pokemon. Like I said, this is what got the channel started, so it just kind of feels right to go back to these projects every once in a while. Um, and I gotta say, it is so much easier to do this way, where like I play the game and then commentate over it, because I'm able to focus on the Nuzlocke. Because like I found this run pretty dang easy, pretty straightforward, and because I wasn't trying to play and talk the entire time. But anyway, also gotta say it feels good to use Pokemon that I wouldn't normally use, like Sandslash here, Andrew. He is a fantastic, um, high crit rate, pretty fast. Never would use him in a normal circumstance. Um, Same with Raticate, pretty solid so far. Um, yeah, it's cool. Cool to do. Um, hmm. So I know most of my viewers are my students. Another kind of update for you. I emailed all of my students, your student emails, um, your star scores for U.S. history. So if you haven't checked your email, go ahead and check it. I'm incredibly happy with how we did. Um, and in that email, basically all I tell you, like, did you approach, meet, or master? Right? Because right now that's all the information I have. Now you can go to your TEA account, so that's TEA, Texas Education Agency, and you can log in. Like you have an account, And it's going to be like they'll ask you your name, your social security number, and your birthday, and then you can log in and check all of your scores from every test you've ever taken. Um, but yeah, so you can check your score. I've had a number of people email me back saying, "Hey, like, what is my score?" I don't know. I'm still waiting for the lady in charge of it at our school to upload them into Eduphoria, and until that happens, I don't have access to it. Now, I am going to pause from that for a minute because this part got me really excited. Right, so like at this point in the Nuzlocke, I was starting to get a little bit nervous. Right, like my team kind of sucks. Right, the only long-term member that I see myself having is the Nidoran. Now, Abra is one of those, like, you never think you're going to catch it, right? So I do get him, and I name him Doom because he is a Doombringer in the first generation, right? So the way Pokemon works, at least for this set of games, instead of having 6 stats, you only have 5, right? So you have HP, attack, defense, speed, and then special. And special is both special attack and special defense. And Alakazam has one of the highest non-legendary specials in the game, if not the highest. And so what that means is he's really, really good at dishing out damage, and then he also takes special damage really, really well. Now he's weak in the knees if you have a fast physical attacker. Very easy to counter Alakazam. But you can also, because I've done it before, beat the entire game with, like, if you make your starter Abra, and you have to add Confusion as his move. But you can beat the entire game with just an Alakazam. So, anyway, I'm super happy I have him. That's my second permanent member for the team. And you never catch him, right? Because he has teleport. So this means you get one Pokeball, one shot, one chance, and then he's gone. And so most of the time, it's a wasted encounter. But I did get him, so I'm super excited. So anyway, back to the star stuff. Um, if you email me asking for your score, I will email you back once I have them. All right, but you do have access to it with your TEA account. Um, and rest assured, if you're watching my video, you probably passed. Right, like I had a 95% approach, a high 60 something meets, and a 40 something masters. And that 95, basically what that means, I had 5 students not pass. And then when I looked at those names, it was like, you were never at school. And when I say never, I mean like you were never at school. You moved to our district in the last like 9 weeks, stuff like that, right? So it's like, I can understand why maybe they didn't pass. So anyway, super, super happy with the score. The way things, the way things panned out. I know I had a lot of people kind of nervous about it. Not just my students, but teachers. This was the first year of the STAR 2.0. It was supposed to be significantly harder. And you guys, my students, you showed out. So I really appreciate all the work you put into the school year. I hope you enjoyed class. Right, that's my goal. Is if you can make learning fun. So hopefully you felt that. And yeah, fantastic, fantastic showing. So anyway, I believe we're fighting Erica now. Um, and as you can see, right, Kadabra is just cleaning up. And I can't remember if I know Recover yet, but like once you do it, yeah, I have Recover, right? Like this is all you need. Perfect Nuzlocke Pokemon. Um, until they do that. But whew, yeah, so we got our star scores back. Um, we got a nice kind of pat on the back for how that went down. I'm still looking forward to hearing or finding out how the state did. So, like, how did my student do in comparison to the state average, right? Um, because this was my fourth year teaching, and every year my scores have continued to raise. And then this year, I mean, 95%. And I'll be honest, like I don't know what could have been done to get it higher. I really don't. But yeah, so I've been doing that. Oh, I'm on my last master class. And I'm actually on week 3 of it, and I'm set to graduate August 5th. I'm going to be walking. So super excited about that. Um, like I said, actually, sorry, today started week 4. So 2 more weeks of my classes, and then I'm finished with all of that nonsense. Um, I'll have my master degree in education administration. Uh, I have to take my certification test still. Um, Not too nervous about it, if I'm being honest. I feel good. I've been working on revamping my classes. Um, and it's something that I don't know. Like I would recommend every teacher do it because it is just so it's just useful. Like I don't know how else to describe it, but like if you ask your students for feedback, they're gonna give you honest feedback. And so now I'm kind of going through and using that feedback. I've been revamping all of my lesson plans, and I finished the first 9 weeks, so that's good to go. Um, and so now I'm planning on this week. I'm gonna knock out the rest of my classwork, and then starting next week, move into the second 9 weeks of stuff. Because I want to have the whole thing revamped, obviously, before the school year starts. Um, but yeah, just I don't know, asking for feedback, super useful. Oh, and we went camping a couple weeks ago. And when we go camping, we go camping. Like no wi or no data connection on your cell phone. Out there with a tent, sleeping bags. Bring the dogs with us. We're out there for 4.5 days, basically. 4 nights, 5 days. Went fishing, hiking, stuff like that. It's always fun. Oh, yeah, and I get Ghastly. All right, so, and this is another one. I'm just like, this could be a good addition to the team. So I name him Casper, the friendly ghost. If you don't get the reference, in fact, if you don't get that reference, let me know in the comments. Am I just getting too old for you guys? Because when I was growing up, a live a live action Casper movie came out. And so, like, the people were real, but Casper was obviously, like, green screened in or whatever. And such a fantastic movie. Like, it was just great. So it's about here in the Nuzlocke, so I'm starting to feel a little bit better. Alright, so we got um, what will be Charizard, Alakazam, what will be Gengar, um, and then Nidoking. Alright, so 4 Pokemon that I'm thinking, like, oh, like, this could be permanent members. Um, it's also in this point in the Nuzlocke, a lot of the like if it's not a challenge battle, the fighting is just really easy. Um, but you also have to be careful not to over level because the level cap for gym 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 is the same. And so if you over level, you can't use those Pokemon anymore. Right? It's part of the Nuzlocke rules. And so you have to be careful. And then it also forces you to go into the poison gym under leveled. And there's a lot of stuff that happens between beating, I think his name's Kyogre or something like that, beating him and being able to challenge Sabrina. Because you have to beat Giovanni for the second to last time, right? So the Silphco building and all of that. And so if hypothetically you were to put people at 50 and then you had to use those Pokemon in that tower, you could over level on accident. But then another thing I noticed about Yellow, it feels like a lot of the gym leaders um, aren't as strong. Like their Pokemon kind of suck. Like you'll see what I mean here, because like I think one of the very next fights is the Poison Gym leader. But I think it was just like 3 Venonats or something. It was like, this team sucks. Um, there's so many good poison Pokemon you could use. Like Muck is a tank. Um, you got Arbok, which is a fast physical attacker. Um, Hypno, technically, Gengar is Ghost Poison for whatever reason. Um, but yeah, I think it's going to be like 3 Venonats. Anyway, now we got Snorlax. This is another one I'm thinking like this could be a permanent team member. He's a solid tank, right? And then with rest, because the way rest works, you only sleep for 2 turns, and so it's pretty quick to get back up. And so he's a solid person to have on your team. If you're fighting somebody that like you just don't have an answer for, you can tank the damage until they run out of power points. All right. So anyway, we the way Safari Zone works, you get 4 encounters, right? So the first 4 Pokemon you run into that you can catch, right? So if you have the species claws and all that stuff, you get 4 attempts instead of doing it by area. That's too much work. So anyway, as you can see, I had really good encounters, and I'm not gonna catch a dang thing, right? Because I absolutely would have added Kangaskhan to my team, absolutely would have added Scyther to my team. I can't catch crap. So that's how it is sometimes. But we got the gold teeth. We're gonna go get Surf. Um, give the gold teeth, right? Yeah, gold teeth to get strength. And then we're done with this town minus the gym leader. So we're gonna knock that out here. Like I said, so the proclaimed master of poison. Oh, 4 Pokemon. But yeah, Venonat. At this point, I have Flamethrower. I pushed the wrong button. But yeah, so Venonat, and another Venonat, and another Venonat, and then maybe a Venomoth. Maybe. Yeah. But like I said, like it was a super simple gym. Like it has so much potential, but it was really easy. Anyway, now we got Gym 5. We're going to move to, actually, I think we're going to fly to the Sylph Co. Yeah. And I actually have this down pretty easy. Like, I know to get to the floor, get the key card. Um, so this whole part here actually only took a couple minutes. Um, yeah, rival battle. Also not difficult, if I'm being honest. Um, I'm over leveled for this fight is the problem, right? Because like you're going off of um, the level caps for the gym leaders, and so it makes some of these fights really easy. And so if you have suggestions for that, let me know. Because like I said, like if I just play the game, I'm pretty good at Pokemon. It turns out, like I know the weaknesses and advantages and all of that. Um, but yeah, go to Andrew. That's a bad switch. Hmm. So if you made it to this point in the video, let me know how your summer's going. Have you done anything interesting? Any traveling? Um, what's been going on? Um, in fact, we have I'm not sure when we're doing it, but we have a trip for Six Flags coming up. We've got some free tickets, and so I think the plan now is to take my older boy and his friend, and we're gonna go to Six Flags. And yeah, that's probably gonna be like the last big thing. Oh, so it was at this point that I realized what Super Fang does. So I was like, man, why is it not killing him? But Super Fang um, always does half the HP of damage, and I didn't know that when I was doing it. Obviously, that move like not even worth having on your team. But yeah, now that I'm rewatching this, I definitely made the rival battle more difficult than I needed to because at Magneton I could have just switched to Andrew, used Dig, um, and then Kadabra would have came out. I could have used Slash, um, and then Dig on Flareon would have been probably a one-hit KO as well. Anyway, we're gonna add Lapras to our team, uh, and at this point, I'm feeling very good about my team. Um, like we're actually pushing into. I have more than 6 good Pokemon. Ooh, gotta go check on the baby. Ow. He's fine. Woke up from his nap. Now he's destroying my living room. But it's all good. I do believe this is the last Team Rocket battle, or Jesse and James battle. And so now you can see what I mean. Um, every encounter is just a breeze. But you gotta add it, you gotta, if there's something special about a version, you have to have it in there. Which I'm sure there are special features in Crystal and Emerald. Those will be kind of the next games coming up. And now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think I've ever played Ruby, Sapphire, or Emerald all the way through. That was kind of my last set of games before I hit high school. And then I didn't play a lot of the games, which is what I'm looking forward to most about this. Is gives me an excuse to go play like Black and White and uh, the original Pearl and Crystal, or not Crystal, Diamond and Pearl. I played the remakes of those, but not the originals. Um, but yeah, replaying this game. There's another YouTube series. I think it's called Red's Journey or something like that. But basically, it's a fan made story following Red. Um, and then the person also started making one for Gold. Um, but the Red is just, it's awesome. Um, Kind of the different take on things. So, also in this game, Sabrina is supposed to be like a crazy difficult fight, and I don't remember her being hard either. So, like, starting with an Abra and then Kadabra, and I think part of it, like, Yellow is supposed to follow Ash's story a little bit more than maybe Red or Blue did. But then Sabrina didn't have an Alakazam in the anime, so I don't know. But yeah, Alakazam's the only one that does damage, and then that's what I meant about physical attack, right? Very, very weak in the knees, so to speak. But yeah, so now our level cap's raised to 54. Um, we go ahead and pick up Hitmonchan and name him Jackie, as in Jackie Chan. And now we're up to, I want to say, like 8 Pokemon that would be solid Elite Four members. And I'm feeling good. Quick nap at Mom's. And we're off to Cinnabar Island. Catch a tentacle, because why not? Forget what I name him. This is another Pokemon that, like, oh yeah, Sting, like the band. That's another Pokemon I've never used. Um, oh yeah, we do end up using Aerodactyl. That's right. Um, and now we fly to Cinnabar, and we're gonna revive Aerodactyl, and then uh, while that's going on, we'll beat Blaine. So we'll go through the burned down mansion and all that. Oh yeah, Snot. I always thought he looked kind of like a booger. I know he's not. He's supposed to be like liquid garbage, right? Um, Sludge or whatever. Oh, so Blaine was another real easy battle because we have Lapras. Um, and so we pretty much just surf our way through this. I did get a couple of the questions in the quiz thing wrong, so I had to battle, I think, a person. Um, but yeah, another one just really not a challenge. Absolutely didn't have to sing here. Could have just surfed. Because I knew Rapidash was faster than me, and so I was trying to save myself health. Um, and then it just didn't work. And then it ended up being completely unnecessary. So, is what it is. But yeah, seven gems down, and then we move. We're gonna fly immediately back to Viridian. Um, take on Giovanni for the last time. I don't remember him being overly difficult either. Um, yeah, and away we go. Oh, I was having a difficult time coming up with a name for Aerodactyl, so I think I went with Arrow, like Green Arrow, maybe. Mm, mm, maybe. I had a really difficult time coming up with a name. Archer. There we go. Don't ask me why. No idea. But yeah, so Archer's gonna replace Larry, who was a Firo on our team. So now we have a flyer. Aerodactyl is all around a solid Pokemon. So, um, didn't we use Doug Trio in an earlier one? I feel like that's another, yeah, in red. It's another pretty solid poke. Although I think we lost in red, so maybe not. Oh, another update. I mean, something that'll be coming here soon. Once I finish uh, my master class, that time slot in my day will get filled with making history lectures. So review videos and stuff like that. Um, and now that'll mostly be for my students for next year, But if you have younger siblings or cousins or friends who are going through U.S. history, um, send them my way. Right? Like if they find the videos useful, then I want them to have access to it. Um, but yeah, so those will probably just be lectures, PowerPoint lectures. I tell some funny stories, um, stuff like that. Um, and then I'm going to make a Google Drive folder and add that to the description so that people can have access to the PowerPoints and worksheets if they want to do the follow along worksheets. Um, but to give that to whoever needs it. Um, and so that's another thing I'm going to be working on here. I was so lucky there. So if I don't know why it missed, but earthquake, if you dig and earthquake goes off, is almost a guaranteed kill. I think it's like 4 times damage. But yeah, so beat Giovanni. Now we're gonna fight our rival for the second to last time. Um, again, not a difficult fight, unfortunately. Our level cap is now 62. Not that I leveled my people up yet, because you still have to get through Victory Road, um, which is always the potential to run into trainers. There's a lot of them in there, um, and I don't have placements and stuff memorized because who has time for all of that? Yeah, Do I switch? No. Fight through. Okay. Now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know who I have to counter Cloister. Really, water types in general. I don't know. Oh, I remember what I ended up doing. So I wait until I get to the Elite Four to start using all of my TMs and stuff. And in case you're wondering why did Swift hit, it's because of the move's description. It's a move that never misses. So even if you're flying or digging or any of those things, it still hits you, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool feature. You don't see it happen very often. Anyway, that's what I should have done in the last rival battle. But you live and learn. Alright, and this is our outside of Victory Road encounter. Don't ask me why I'm still catching Pokemon. I'm never going to use a Mankey. At least not at this point. Primeape's a pretty solid poke, though. But anyway, this is the team we're going to go with. So we got Sally, who is a Lapras. Sleepy Boy is... oh my goodness, I can't think of his name. I don't know. Snorlax. Sorry. Lapras, Snorlax, Nidoking, Aerodactyl, Alakazam, and Gengar. So, sorry, Dustin. Charizard didn't make the team. Um, but there's a bunch of Pokemon that didn't make the team. I had, like I said, I want to say like 8 solid Pokemon to choose from. Um, Maybe more. And then I gave Thunderbolt to Lapras because they don't have anything that can counter a water Pokemon either. Because she's water ice, right? And so she's a solid pick against everybody except maybe Jinx. But then I would argue Body Slam against Jinx is just fine. But yeah, so halfway through Lorelei already. Jinx is the only big threat. We're just gonna, yeah, Body Slam on through. And if I remember correctly, because it's been a minute since I played the game versus me recording this, I want to say this was a pretty clean run. Um, Not perfect in the sense that Pokemon did faint, but pretty solid. So 1 out of 5 done, and we're moving on. Now Bruno is always easy. Um, I think I lead off with Alakazam, and Alakazam just bodies the whole team, if I remember correctly. Yeah, and we're just gonna body everybody. I don't know why he has an Onyx. It's a garbage Pokemon. I'm sorry. It is. It is. It is. It is. And then I have type advantage against fighting types. So, like I said, this fight's pretty straightforward. So while that's going on, I am recording this on the Monday after Father's Day. So hopefully, y'all remember to wish them a happy Father's Day. Um, Make them breakfast. Show them that you care in some manner. Um, It's always nice to feel appreciated. I had a fantastic Father's Day. We had a steak dinner, watched John Wick 3, and the Dungeons and Dragons movie. And if you know me, you know I'm a huge D&D person. Which, on that note, if you're at Brazosport High next year and you're interested, we do have a D&D club. It'll meet once or twice a week. That'll be based on people's availability. If you've ever wanted to play, um, it's a lot of fun, and we have a lot of fun. Um, Real chill group of people, super friendly. Um, we're new player friendly, so if you've never played before, we have everything you need to play, like dice, and we'll teach you how to do the sheet, all that stuff. But yeah, and then that movie, it was pretty good. I would say you don't have to be a D&D person to think it was a good movie. Um, as long as you like the kind of sci-fi adventure, like medieval adventure films, it was good. If you do know D&D, there was a lot of like small and arguably unimportant things about the movie. They're just like, oh, that's funny because I know that spell, or I know D&D stuff. But overall, pretty good, pretty good. All right, so now we're at Lance, arguably the hardest of the 5 fights. Um, I think we lead off with Lapras, hopefully. Yeah. And we're going to Thunderbolt here because it's ×4 damage. This scared me, though. And then Ice Beam. And then I think Nidoking knows Blizzard. And so he's my backup in this fight. Because at least, like, watching this, I definitely want to make sure that Sally survives. Because I would like to be able to use Thunderbolt in the last fight. Right? I think I switch here. Yeah. I don't know why I went to Snorlax, though. Maybe to tank some damage, I guess. Hindsight, definitely could have probably switched to Nidoking and been just fine. But we can rest. And then the way Toxic works, the amount of health it takes doubles every turn. Um, so, I don't know. Maybe this was the right play. And the Daffodil goes down, and now all we have left is a Dragonite, which is definitely the biggest threat on the team. Um, and I think this is it for Snorlax. Maybe. Oh, okay. Toxic, and then we're gonna have to switch. We either switch here, or we accept that Snorlax is dead. And then the way Gen 1 works, because the Hyper Beam killed me, he doesn't have to recharge, which sucks. And I think I was hoping for a Hyper Beam again, and he didn't do it. So we're going to confuse Ray to try and salvage it. He's going to hit himself. Poison slowly whittling him away. Psywave, which is a TM that I got from Sabrina. And I was super lucky there. And we made it through. All 5 Elite Four members without any death. But we got some people looking mighty messed up. And now we have our final fight. Sand Slash, so I go Alakazam. Gonna Psychic. And basically I'm shooting to take out as many people as possible with Alakazam. And the reason that we don't switch, Alakazam has type advantage on just about everybody. And so this is going to become a war of attrition, which is unfortunate. But because he also has Recover, I think. No? Do I get the kill here? No, of course not. And then Recover always recovers 50% of your health. So I was at the perfect level there to do it. And yeah, this is just war of attrition. We're going to keep going back and forth here for a little bit. But sometimes it be like that. And if I'm going to be open and honest about how things went, gotta show you the major battles. This is a bad play, just so you know. So I was shooting for him to use Recover. It didn't happen. And it's going to right mess us up. Now, I did say Alakazam weak in the knees. So I'm shooting for a one-hit KO. I get it, which means he does not have to recharge. Alright, now I have disadvantage here. Well, we both have disadvantage on each other, right? So flying is super effective against him, but his grass moves will be super effective against me. And then because I get the kill, his Leech Seed does not activate. But it will here. And at this point, it's one of those, like, I can switch to get rid of that, but I open myself for whatever attack comes through. And so at this point, we're going to, ooh, thank you, dear. We're going to tank this Pokemon, which sucks. But then I'm going to get a clean start. I'm going to go Nidoking, who has not gotten to fight this entire time.
So, laundry.
Yeah, I forgot. Sorry.
I give you one job.
I know. And Cloyster, I don't have an answer for. I'll be honest, I don't know. Because if we do survive here, right, now we can put him to sleep. That's unfortunate. Now we're starting to get a little bit nervous because we're running out of pokes. Oh, and then another thing about the first generation, right? So the first hit there was a critical, which means every hit after is going to be a critical. Deadly, just absolutely deadly. They changed that, I want to say, in Gen 3. But yeah, so it's at this point I'm actually starting to get nervous that we accidentally threw the whole thing. Because he still has 2 Pokemon, I think, or maybe 3. And when you start to, and this is true of anything in life, when you start to panic, you don't think straight. So, like, I forgot that it was a Flareon. Well, if you think about it, Nidoking, Earthquake, gonna one-shot kill this thing. So I shouldn't be stressed, but I was like, man, I gotta keep Doom alive. I gotta keep him. I gotta protect him. And so this fight drags on for a couple more moves than it should, because of it. Fire Spin works differently in this game. It's very much like Wrap, and so for the next like 3 turns, I'm stuck. And in my head, I'm still going, oh my goodness, I gotta keep this guy alive. I gotta keep him alive. Oh no. And then we get it done. And that is the Pokemon Yellow generation. Actually, the first generation Nuzlocke is now complete. We won 2 out of 3. It's unfortunate about Red, but, is what it is. And here's my team. So we got Alakazam, who is just a major component. Snorlax, who played a pretty good role, I guess. Nidoking, who did absolutely nothing. I think he knocked out 1 Pokemon. Archer, who really didn't do a whole lot either. Lapras, who is our major player. And then Gengar, who also did some good stuff. So anyway, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see y'all next time.